Hello everyone, we are starting part 3 of human reproduction. Human reproduction is the chapter from class 12 CBSE biology, and in this particular video we are discussing about the process of gametogenesis. It is the one of the most important subtopic of human reproduction chapter. Gametogenesis, basically this process is of two kinds. One of the process is spermatogenesis, another process is oogenesis. Spermatogenesis means the formation of sperm and oogenesis means the formation of ovum. So in this part 1 of gametogenesis, we will be discussing about the complete whole process of spermatogenesis. First of all, what is gametogenesis? So gametogenesis is the process of formation of gametes which are haploid from the undifferentiated diploid germ cells in the gonads for sexual reproduction is called gametogenesis. The process of formation of haploid gametes from the undifferentiated diploid germ cells in the gonads, and gonads are what? Gonads are testes and ovaries. These are our primary sex organs of male reproductive system and female reproductive system, and these are the gonads in which the process of gametogenesis takes place. So gametogenesis is the production of gametes, and gametes are haploid in nature. The process of or the production of sperm are the male gametes from testes is called spermatogenesis, and the production of ovum or the egg or the female gametes from the ovary is called oogenesis. So there are two types of gametogenesis process. One is the spermatogenesis and second one is the oogenesis. Spermatogenesis for formation of sperm, oogenesis for the formation of ovum, and these are haploid, and their formation takes place from the diploid germinal cells, and this process takes place respectively in testes and ovaries, which are the gonads. Now, whole gametogenesis process, it is consist of three main stages. First one is the multiplication, second one is the growth phase, third one is the maturation phase. Multiplication phase, in which the germ cell multiply, and the multiplication takes place by means of mitosis. We know that there in the cell cycle there are two type of cell division. One is the mitosis, another one is the meiosis. So in the multiplication phase there is the mitosis division. In maturation phase there is meiosis division for the formation of gametes. In the growth phase the germ cell grow in size. So multiplication is the phase in which the germ cells of the gonads they multiply by mitosis. Growth phase, in which the germ cell grow in size. Maturation phase, it is the phase in which formation of gametes takes place through meiosis. So these are the three main stages of gametogenesis. Now the complete discussion of spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis, first of all, it takes place in seminiferous tubules of the testes. Now we know that in testes there are lobules, testicular lobules, and inside the lobules there are seminiferous tubules. So the process of spermatogenesis specifically takes place inside the seminiferous tubules of testes. Spermatogenesis as such, it is a continuous process, but for convenience it is divided into two parts. First one is the formation of spermatids from the undifferentiated germ cells. Second one is the formation of spermatozoa from the spermatids. So spermatogenesis consists of two parts. First one is the formation of spermatids. Second one is the metamorphosis of spermatids into the sperm or spermatozoa. And this particular metamorphosis process of spermatids into the sperm is known as spermiogenesis. Formation of spermatids. This is completed in three phases, or this process is consist of three phases. First one, multiplication phase, second one, growth phase, and third one is the maturation phase. Now a brief explanation of the hormones which assist this process. Hormones which regulate spermatogenesis, these are the FSH, follicular stimulating hormone of anterior pituitary, and testosterone of testes. So follicular stimulating hormone of anterior pituitary and testosterone of testes, these regulate the process of spermatogenesis. Androgen binding hormone or the factor ABH is secreted from the Sertoli, which are the nerve cell, and concentrate testosterone in the seminiferous tubules. So the hormones which are involved, these are the FSH, testosterone, ABH. First of all, multiplication phase. We know that the undifferentiated germ cell, these are present in the seminiferous tubules. And these undifferentiated germ cell, they are present in seminiferous tubules of the testes. These are called the spermatogonia. And these are produced by the mitotic division from the primary germ cell of the germinal epithelium, which lines the seminiferous tubules. When during the male reproductive system part 1 video, I have explained about the germinal epithelium lining of the seminiferous tubules, and there are primary germ cell. In this first multiplication phase, the primordial germ cell, these are present in the seminiferous tubules. They first of all divide several times by the process of mitosis to produce a large number of cells. These are called spermatogonia. So first of all, there is the formation of spermatogonia. These spermatogonia, these contain 2n or the diploid number of chromosomes. In humans, the number of chromosomes is 46, n is equal to 23. So spermatogonia, the number of chromosome is 2n. Now these spermatogonia, which are formed by the mitosis of or in primordial germ cell, they increase their population by repeated mitotic division. So during the multiplication process, there is the repeated mitotic division, so that each newly formed spermatogonium possesses the same number of chromosomes. So the number of chromosome remains the same, that is the diploid, or the 2n number of chromosome, which is equal to 46 in case of humans. Spermatogonia further they differentiate and enter into the growth phase. This multiplication phase, it is followed by the growth phase. So what happened in multiplication phase? In multiplication phase, this primary germ cell of seminiferous tubule, they undergo mitotic division several times, and there is the formation of spermatogonia, which have the 2n number of chromosomes, and the number of spermatogonia increases by means of the repeated mitotic division, so that the each of the spermatogonia which is formed inside the seminiferous tubule, they possess the same number of chromosomes. They differentiate and further they enter into the growth phase. So here a layout of the spermatogenesis process is given. Here the primordial germ cells are present. Primary or the primordial germ cell of the germinal epithelium lining of the seminiferous tubule. They undergo mitosis. Then there is the formation of spermatogonium which have the same number of chromosome, means the diploid set of chromosome, that is 46 in human, and this is the multiplication phase. Now this spermatogonium, it undergoes the growth phase. Second phase is the growth phase. This is the second phase, and third one is the maturation phase. So in growth phase, on attaining the sexual maturity of the animal, some spermatogonia, they stop dividing and grow in size by accumulating cytoplasm and replicating DNA. Then these are known as the primary spermatocyte. Some of the spermatogonia, they stop dividing and they grow in size by accumulating cytoplasm and replicating DNA. Then they known as the primary spermatocyte, and this growth phase is also known as the spermatocytogenesis. As it gives rise to spermatocytes. The size of the spermatocytes is about twice the size of the spermatogonium. Now, because some of the spermatogonia, they changes into primary spermatocytes. Now the rest of the spermatogonia, they continue to divide mitotically and produce some more spermatogonia for later on process of spermatogenesis. This growth phase is followed by maturation phase. First phase is the multiplication phase, second phase is the growth phase, and the third phase is the maturation phase. In multiplication phase, there is the formation of spermatogonium from the primary germ cell by the mitotic division. Now some of the spermatogonium, they undergo and they changes into primary spermatocytes by means of accumulation of cytoplasm and replicating DNA. Now this growth phase, this is known as the growth phase, and this primary spermatocytes, as you can see, this has the size twice of the size of the spermatogonium. Now this is followed by maturation phase. Here the primary spermatocyte undergoes first meiotic division. Now first in multiplication there is mitosis, growth phase there is a increase in size of spermatogonium, that's why this is the growth phase. Then there is maturation phase. So in maturation phase there is meiosis, the process of meiosis takes place. Primary spermatocyte undergo first meiotic division and produce secondary spermatocyte. Then there is the formation of secondary spermatocytes. This is the reductional division. First meiotic division, it is the reductional division, so that each secondary spermatocyte contain half or the haploid or the n number of chromosome. So half of the 46, it is 23 in humans. Secondary spermatocytes soon further divide by second meiotic division, and then there is the formation of spermatids. This division is equational. This is the reductional division, first one, and second meiotic division, it is equational. So equational division, So number of chromosomes in each of the spermatids is haploid. It is 23. As it is equational division, therefore each spermatid continue to possess the same number of chromosomes, which is equal to n or 23 in humans. So this is the complete process of spermatogenesis, part 1. Then there is the formation of spermatozoa. So growth phase, the spermatogonium which are produced in the multiplication phase from the germ cell by means of mitosis, they differentiate into the primary spermatocytes. The size of the primary spermatocyte increases due to the accumulation of nourishing material obtained from the lumen of the seminiferous tubules. During this phase, the preparation for meiosis division also started. Both the spermatogonia of multiplication phase and the primary spermatocyte of growth phase are diploid, because here there no division, so the number of chromosome remains the same, 2n is equal to 46 in case of humans. Growth phase is further followed by maturation phase. Maturation phase, in the maturation phase there is two division of meiosis takes place. First one is the reductional division, second one is the equational division. Now first one is the reductional division. It means primary spermatocytes which were formed by spermatogonia, the number reduced to 23, while the second division is the equational division, so number here remain to be 23. The germ cell which are formed after reductional division are haploid and are called secondary spermatocytes. Now from these spermatocytes there is then produced two daughter cells called spermatids. Thus from each primary spermatocyte, four spermatids which are haploid are produced. From each of the primary spermatocytes, four spermatids are produced. So this is the complete process of formation of spermatids. Here in this diagram we can see these are the spermatogonia which are formed from the primary germ cell. There are the Sertoli cell or the nurse cells are present. Then there is the formation of primary spermatocytes which has the size double of the spermatogonia, but the number of chromosome is same to a number of chromosome, 46 in case of human. Then there is the formation of secondary spermatocytes. Secondary spermatocyte, then there is the formation of spermatids. So first, then second, then third, then fourth. So four spermatids are produced. (23) or n number of chromosomes. Now here from this diagram also the explanation of formation of spermatids, spermatogonium, then mitosis to a number of, then there is differentiation into the primary spermatocytes, then there is the meiosis 1 followed by meiosis 2, then there is the formation of four spermatids containing the haploid number of chromosomes. Then there is the process of formation of spermatozoa. This is the formation of spermatids, this is the formation of spermatozoa. Now, spermiogenesis. The spermatids are transformed into spermatozoa or sperm by the process of spermiogenesis. Now, four spermatids are formed which have this 23 number of chromosomes or the haploid set of chromosomes. They are transformed into a fully grown sperm by the process of spermiogenesis. After spermiogenesis, germ heads become embedded in the Sertoli cells. Sperm heads become embedded in the Sertoli cells and are finally released from the seminiferous tubule by the process called spermiation. What are spermatids? These are non-motile haploid cells which get attached to the Sertoli cell for nourishment during metamorphosis. During puberty, there is a conspicuous increase in gonadotropin releasing hormone GnRH that is produced by hypothalamus. From the hypothalamus, there is this release of the gonadotropin releasing hormone which are known as GnRH. This hormone stimulates anterior pituitary to secrete two gonadotropins. What are these? These are the luteinizing hormone first. Second one is the follicular stimulating hormone. Why they are important? LH, very important. They act on leading cells of the seminiferous tubules. We know that the adjacent seminiferous, between the adjacent seminiferous tubules, there is some space that is known as the interstitious space, and there in that space the leading cells are present. They act on the leading cells of the seminiferous tubules of the testes and stimulate them to synthesize and secrete androgens. So luteinizing hormone from the hypothalamus, they stimulate to synthesize and secrete androgens. The function of androgen is to stimulate spermatogenesis. Testosterone stimulate the process of spermatogenesis. Another one is the follicle stimulating hormone, that is FSH. Very important again. They act on nerve cell or the Sertoli cells of the seminiferous tubules and stimulate them to secrete substance that help in spermiogenesis. Now spermiogenesis, or following are the important changes during metamorphosis of spermatid into sperm. The spermatid, they do not divide further and modify or metamorphose into spermatozoa. Spermatozoa, these are also haploid. From one spermatogonium, 4 spermatozoa are produced, and the transformation of spermatids into spermatozoa is known as spermiogenesis. It involves the movement of tail, movement of cell organelles to positions characteristics of mature spermatozoa. There are certain changes in the cell organelles. Development of sperm cell takes place or in about 2 months. The fully formed sperm become free in the cavity of the seminiferous tubules, and this process of release of spermatozoa from the Sertoli cells into the cavity of the seminiferous tubules is called spermiation. We have discussed in previous slide. So nucleus, it becomes compact due to the removal of nuclear sap or RNAs. Golgi bodies, all the Golgi bodies which are scattered in the cytoplasm of spermatid sheath. Centrosome, both the centrioles of the centrosome move toward posterior and form proximal and distal centrioles. Microtubules of the distal centrioles elongate to form axial filament which later become the part of middle piece and tail. If we see the structure of the spermatozoon, it is consist of 4 parts. Here it is head, neck, middle piece and tail. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Head, it is flatel ovum, oval in human sperm. It is consist of a large posterior nucleus containing chromosomal material, and a small anterior acrosome. Acrosome, here you can see the acrosome. The nucleus, it is consist of only condensed DNA and some basic proteins are present. Acrosome, it is formed from the Golgi complex. And why it is important? It contains hydrolytic enzymes and it is used to contact and penetrate the egg in fertilization. The role of acrosome is very important. It contains hydrolytic enzymes which is used, acrosome is used to contact and penetrate the egg in fertilization. Okay, neck, as you can see, it is very short. Now, why neck is important? It contains two centrioles. Both the centrioles, the neck region is consist of centrioles. It contains two centrioles which lie one behind and at right angles to the other. Now the proximal centriole plays a role in the first cleavage of the zygote. After the process of fertilization, the formation of zygote takes place in the process of fertilization, and this proximal centriole, it plays an important part in first cleavage of the zygote, while the distal centriole, it gives rise to the axial filament of the sperm. Both the centriole of the centrosome move towards posterior and form proximal close to nucleus and distal away from the nucleus. So this proximal one, it participate in the first cleavage of the zygote, while the distal one, distal centriole, gives rise to the axial filament of the sperm. Now there is middle piece. Middle piece, it is cylindrical in human sperm. It contains mitochondria which is tightly coiled around the axial filament. You can see here. It's going towards the tail, and this mitochondria, it is tightly coiled around the axial filament. And mitochondria, it is the energy source for swimming. It provides energy for the movement of the sperm in the female genital tract. Middle piece, it is also known as the powerhouse of spermatozoon. Now, the fourth part of the human sperm is tail. The tail is very long, it is slender, it is tapering. It is tapering at the end and it is formed of cytoplasm. There is a thread, a fine thread is running along the whole of the length of the tail. It is the axial filament which arises from the centriole and it transferred the middle piece and the tail. It may project freely behind the tail as an end piece. And mammalian sperm, there is the finding of an additional outer ring of 9 coarse accessory fibers, mitotubules. So, mature sperm consists of three regions: head, middle piece, tail. Head, it contains acrosome, it has nucleus which is haploid, proximal centriole is the part of the neck. Acrosome contain lytic agents and help in penetration into the egg during the time of fertilization. We have discussed all this in previous slide. The proximal centriole adds mitotic division center to the fertilized egg or zygote. Middle piece, it contains distal centriole and mitochondrial sheath. Important. Mitochondrial sheath provide energy for the movement of sperm into the female genital tract or the reproductive tract. Now the last part of the human sperm, mature human sperm, is tail or the flagellum. It is formed by axial filament and it consists of 9 plus 2 sets of microtubule. It is very important. The posterior part of it is called end piece, which does not have the covering of plasma membrane. So this is all about the spermatogenesis. Thank you so much, guys.